UFC 284. For those of you who do not know, this is certainly the most talked card in 2023 so far. This card is so stacked, not just in terms of superstar names or all you can think about, but one thing that I've seen with the card so far, these guys are the next superstars. Some of the guys on this card will become the next superstars. They are good physically, they are good mentally, technically, and they're well disciplined. The main event and the co-main event are well stacked in terms of star power. And for one thing I'm going to tell you guys, the main card, the main event has been pushing this card, and you know what? The world is waiting and the world can't wait anymore. Let's get right into it. The predictions. I'm going to start off with the co-main event. Yara Rodriguez versus Josh Emmett. Now, one thing I can say is this. Emmett is someone that's so powerful. He believes in his ability, and in which he's got the ability to strike and pull down or knock out an opponent. He's someone that he's resilient, he's also disciplined, and Emmett is someone that he does have the ability to stay in a fight, so to say. Now, Yair Rodriguez, on the other hand, is someone that is disciplined in several places. He can wrestle, he can do jiu-jitsu, he can punch, and sometimes he can be a bit wild. He can do crazy stuff as well. And is someone whereby he can pull off his stunts and get the victory. I do see Emmett winning this fight. Why? Because I feel Emmett, no matter what, is going to stay in the fight. I feel Emmett is going to be more calculative. Emmett is going to be more disciplined. Emmett does know that Yair Rodriguez can use his ability, be it in grappling, wrestling, and in other disciplines as well. But one thing Emmett knows is he will rely on his punch. He will rely on his knockouts. And I do believe when the time comes, after he has weathered the storm, he's going to knock out Yair Rodriguez. And I'm saying this right now. Emmett is definitely going to win by a knockout. Emmett is going to win by a knockout. I do foresee it happening that way. I do foresee it. And if Emmett can take Yair Rodriguez to the ground, case closed. I think that's the end of the match because he's going to do all in his power to make sure Rodriguez doesn't get back up on his feet. And for the main event, wow. What makes this so special is these guys are so humble, disciplined, and so far, if you've been watching the press conference, the interviews, and so on and so forth, you would hear nothing but respect between these guys. There's no hate speech, there's no racist slur, there's no religious bantering between one another. No, on the contrary, they both know each other. They both respect each other. They both have the utmost respect of how they both started and how they've gotten to where they are today. It's something that gives the younger generation something, to talk about and think about and say, you know what, these guys are guys that respect the sport of MMA. These guys are guys that put so much in their chosen profession because it's not just about the money. They've come to love what they do. And these guys are guys that give it all. in their camp to remain focused, and come fight night, they put out a show. Islam Makhachev is not just a wrestler. That's why I believe this guy is way better than Khabib. Khabib being in the debate of one of the goats, I would say no, not for me. Why? Because I felt Khabib didn't really lap the division. Khabib didn't really stay, to fight some crazy guys in the division. Islam, on the other hand, wants to lap the division. Islam, on the other hand, is not scared of going into enemy territory to retain his belt. Islam is different. Islam is not just a wrestler. Islam is also good in stand-up. I've watched this fight. Islam versus Bobby Graham. Wow, what a fight. Islam went out there, Bobby Graham was talking trash, and Islam was in every step of the way was there in the stand-up. And you could see the fear in Bobby Graham's eyes whenever they got too close, whenever they got very close to each other. Islam versus Dan Hooker, the same thing as well. But what Dan Hooker was trying to do was keep him at bay with his kicks, until he went down. Islam versus Charles Oliveira. Oliveira wanted Islam to take him down because he believed in his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But it was not the case. And I hope Alexander Volkanoski does not make the same mistake. Now, you've never sparred with someone, you've never trained with someone, and you keep telling yourself you've got the power to stand up again. But then, come fight night, if they take you down, what happens if you are not able to get back up on your feet after feeling their power? That was the mistake, the costly mistake that Charles Oliveira made, and it proved dearly. And I'm damn sure he's not going to make that same mistake again. So I do hope and pray Volkanoski does not make that same mistake. Yes, he has bulked, put on a lot of weight, but Islam is another kind of beast. I do believe Volkanoski would want to keep this fight standing up, because that is where he's so good at. That is what he does best. And from some of the videos I've been watching of Volkanoski's training, what he has actually been trying to do is, when it comes to worse, how to defend, how to maneuver, how to get back up on his feet again, to show you he does respect and know the strengths of Islam Makhachev. So how do I see this fight playing out? I see it no other way. You gotta look at both sides. Like, the artilleries is more like when two countries want to fight, you ask yourself, the country with the most weapon, the most machinery, the most artillery is definitely going to come out tops. So I see Islam Makhachev as someone that is well-rounded. This is not Khabib. This is the second coming of Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's good on the ground. He's good on the feet. Anywhere Volkanoski want to take this fight to, I do believe Islam has an answer. So I see it going no other way other than Islam Makhachev winning by submission. That is my prediction for the main event, UFC 284. If you're watching this channel for the first time, please, I would love to see your comments. What do you think of this channel? What do you think of this fight? Who do you think? What is your prediction on who is going to win? Please like this channel, subscribe to this channel. Stay blessed.